Your president lamented a few issues. And what I heard him say cuts across all the tertiary institutions. So I will say that on behalf of the party, I apologize for the ordeals and the financial constraints he went through. And again, I assure you that such problems will be the thing of the past. The president talked about the two people they always select to go and vote. And he suggested we should have 5 people. And I disagree with him. I disagree with him because when we select 5 people, it breeds corruption. And therefore, I would suggest, and it's a petition that I'm going to make, that all TESCOM executives should be allowed to vote. Once you become a TESCOM member, you should be allowed to vote. Who are those 5 people we should choose? And who is going to select them? That is where the problem is. And therefore, if you are an executive member of TESCOM, you should be allowed to vote. TESCOM members, ladies and gentlemen, before I start, I know you are depressed due to the outcome of the 2024 election. And what I say to you, a quote by a man named Benjamin Franklin, he said, "Great hopes make everything possible. Great hope make everything possible." So I want you to have hope and believe, confidence that what has happened will not happen again. We are sure. And what I want you to know, the freshest, is that we go back to history. And the history of NPP is that in 1992, we boycotted Parliament. So in 92, NPP party representation in Parliament was 0. We reorganized ourselves, and in 1996-97, we had 61 members of Parliament out of 200. The following year, the year 2000, when I moved to Parliament, 2001, from 61 parliamentarians, it jumped to 140. That is the year 2001, when we went to Parliament. I give you this record for you to know that all is not lost. If we put our heads together and commit ourselves and forge unity among ourselves, we'll be able to take power in 2028. So young men and women gathered here, especially the new ones, what I want you to know is that NPP is a good political party. Why do I say that? We believe in capitalism. NDC believe in socialism. Strangely enough, a capitalist party tend to do more social interventions than the socialist party, which is NDC. For example, I represented a rural constituency. And I was born and bred into a poor home. So I know what it is, what it takes for a parent to pay the school fees. Under NPP government, we introduced free SHS. I will still repeat that the best gift any human being on earth will give you is free education. I'm so committed to that. The healthcare system introduced by President Kufuor, NEIP programs, YEA programs, all these things benefit the vulnerable ones in society. We are here to see NDC what it's going to do. So don't do so. Believe in yourself and believe in your party that NPP is the only political party that takes care of the ordinary people in society. I've heard comments. I've heard also in the grapevine the intentions of NDC to collapse the free and safe system, the nursing training allowance, teachers training allowance. All these are social interventions that help the ordinary people in society to survive. Now here's the case. All these things in no time will be erased. Anyway, it serves a lesson to all of us. And I know for sure that we are not going to take anything for granted anymore. So the young ones, the freshest especially, I want you to know that if you are becoming a TESCOM member, you should have confidence and hope that the future is bright. Why do I say that? The gentleman who did the introduction identified him in the year 2006 when he was the TESCOM president at the UCC. And he's still with me. We work together. I also have the following year, the gentleman also sitting there, or they normally call him Gaji, also was in Kivas, Tesco. That's how I identified him. Again, when you look at the previous government, most of the young men who were ministers were from Tesco. But to my surprise, when I'm going around talking to the youth, you guys were neglected because most of the ministers came from Tesco. But that is not what we are talking about today. But as a leader, I don't have to come here and criticize and condemn anybody. It has happened, and therefore we have to put up a brave face and reorganize the party. And what is happening here today, Kentampo, School of Health, your name will go on records. We are doing a rebirth. A rebirth of Tesco. And the first place it started is Agyapong. I want to assure you that whatever problems you encountered this time. A Chinese character says that the solution for crisis, or the character you use to solve crisis, is the same character you use to create opportunities. And therefore, what is happening today, because of our defeat, there's going to be a lot of opportunities since we are learning and we will begin to appreciate the loss and correct the wrongs. So don't let us blame anybody. Let's forge ahead with unity. And I know with unity, we will win 2028 election. Let me cast your mind back to the Second World War in 1941, when Hitler was fighting with the whole world, especially United Kingdom or England. Winston Churchill was approached by his commanders and urged him to make peace with Hitler. Winston Churchill made a famous speech and ended with a quote, "We will not surrender." Just go, "We will not surrender." We will not surrender. We are going to fight on. And when he retreated after the speech, his commanders went to him. "Why did you say you will not surrender?" And Winston Churchill told them, "Because of history." Because of history. And his explanation to the history is that anytime you drag on and when you have patience with time, situation changes. And when he made that statement to them, 3 weeks later, Japan attacked America near Harbor. Another 2 weeks later, Hitler attacked Germany. That drew America into the war and helped United Kingdom or England to defeat Hitler. So we are not going to surrender. And the history that from 61 parliamentary seats, we got later have 140 seats. It has happened before. And therefore, we can reorganize the party with unity. This is not the time for us to accuse anybody. Let's forge ahead. Because the people are despair. They need hope. And we have to give them hope. And therefore, we should stop accusing people and let's analyze it carefully why we lost the election. There should be no intimidation. They should allow people to speak their mind, share their experience. And with that, you are going to be the foot soldiers. You go around and campaign for NPP to come to power. Ever since we lost, I have never made a comment. This is the first time I am speaking. And I'm speaking to advise that NPP should have one voice. We should be united. And with unity, we can win 2028 election. So young men and women, have hope, have confidence. when you go back to your roots, tell other people, other colleagues, that the only party that can save this country is NPP. Let's also admit our mistakes. But we made a lot of mistakes. We are going to learn from that. But to win power again, we should put our mistakes aside to forge ahead with new approach that will help us emerge in 2028 as party in government. So if you have the joy should be there that you belong to a good political party that shows concern to the ordinary people in society. Yesterday in my hotel, the lights went off more than 8 times. And friends who were there with me when the lights went off, who did not vote for NPP, now are cherishing the work of NPP. Yesterday in Kumasi, 8 times the light went off. Let's be honest. Did we experience that in 8 years under Kufuor's reign? And in 2 months, just 2 months, there's not even 2 months old. And yesterday the lights went off 8 times. So let's have hope and confidence that we'll be able to do it again. We'll be able to do it again. We are going to use you as disciples of NPP, just as Jesus Christ had his disciples. You are going to propagate the ideas of NPP. You are going to win souls for NPP. But with this, I believe that there should be a little motivation to encourage you to go out there. But I promise you that that little motivation, even if the National Party is not ready to do that, I will single-handedly fund TESCOM programs. I'm not here to brag, or I'm not here to compete to do well. I am talk and do. So make sure, even if the national executives or the party doesn't have the means to sponsor TESCOM program, I will personally sponsor it. You see, Alati who spoke a lot because he told the truth. Now we are here because we want to come back to power. And according to him, when we were in power, and not him alone, all the TESCOM executives that I've met said TESCOM is dying because it is not attractive anymore. Yeah. Not only financially, but when they invite even party members, party groups to come and speak to them as we are doing today, when we were in power, we did not hear that. And now we are in opposition. You see myself here, former regional minister, former chairman, constituency chairman, all the TESCO former LP chairman, we are all here. So I agree with him. We have to speak the truth once and for all so that we can heal the wounds. This is not criticism. He's telling us the truth. And we should learn from that. So I believe today, as I said, is the rebirth of the party again. And fortunately, started from Agyapong. And your name will go in the national books of NPP. So I'll end here with a quote from Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He said, and I quote, "The only limits of our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today." Let's move forward with strong and active faith. I repeat, Roosevelt, FDR, was also American president during the Second World War, just as Winston Churchill in UK. He said, "The only limits of our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today." Let's move forward with strong and active faith. And we are able to do that. We will capture power again. God bless you.